Hello, you lovely, lovely people. Nice to be back again. Nice to be seeing you people again as well. I was just been watching the video because I've got nothing else to do today. I've almost finished. In fact, I finished the talent. Just got to grout and paint the room. So I thought I'd have a little look through YouTube and scouring through about people saying the biggest threat in the Philippines is your girlfriend. Well, I disagree with that, and I disagree with that because we all have the option. We all have that option to walk away, don't we? Before we get ourselves into trouble, or before they get us into trouble. So I think, to be honest, the biggest threat to ourselves is ourselves, because we know what's right and what's wrong. Okay, we know what's right and what's wrong, and we know what's right and what's wrong about being with the woman who we're with. Okay, now. Me personally, it's only personally speaking, people, I'm just personally speaking. If my wife was to do me wrong constantly, or let's just say more than a few times on purpose, then I would be gone. Very simple. If my wife was a flipper, I wouldn't have married her, and I wouldn't have got to know her well before I did get married. So I think many people, they jump in too quick, get married too quick with a nutter, and then the problems start. And the problems start because you probably bought somewhere. Because don't forget, and not just here in the Philippines, anybody can be nice for a certain amount of time before their true colours start shining through. Now, dogs barking out there. I think that's my dog actually, but someone with a character can't have a false character forever. It just simply, it doesn't happen. The true character comes out, and it might not come out fully for a while, but you'll be able to see some bits and pieces. That's, you think, oh, he wasn't like that when we met, she wasn't a bit of a flipper. It's true, people, I've been with people in England who's been flippers. I really have. And, when you first meet them, great, brilliant. But then, not far down the line, a few months, probably less than that, and they start like flipping out, and you just get out of that relationship. And it's the same here. And I think one of the biggest threats to yourself here is not getting on with the local people. That's what I think. That's what I think is a big, big threat here. You start complaining and you start doing blotters at the barangay captain because of loud noise, dogs barking, loud exhaust, you're going to make enemies very, very, very quickly. Look, I'm playing with my gimbal. It's brilliant, isn't it? I can go round and round, up and down and all over the place. But it's like here, when there's loud music and sometimes the dogs are barking. It's just, that's it. I'm in their territory. This is not my territory. I'm in their land. I'm in the land of noise. And it's just something that we have to put up with. I would never go to the barangay captain and complain and say, this video is cracking me up. It starts at 6 in the morning and finishes at 11 at night. It doesn't, but I'm just saying, if it did, I would have to put up with it. I'm in the Philippines, people. I'm not back home. Back home, you just go and knock on the door. Hey, you can turn the music down, please. And they would, probably. Or if not, you just phone the police up and the police would come and sort it out. Not that I've ever done that. I'm not like that way inclined. And I think I've been quite fortunate in the places I've lived where I haven't really had bad neighbours. I haven't got bad neighbours here. But the Philippines love to have loud music. They love to have noisy things, like noisy motorbikes. And if you start getting yourself agitated and start making your mouth go to the Filipinos, you're going to get yourself in trouble. So you are the biggest enemy to yourself. Either move out of that place, or it's hard to find a place where you don't get that sort of thing from time to time here. So many people might say, well, just move to a different place. It doesn't matter where you move to, you're going to get it. You are going to get it. It's very, very simple as that. So me, after 8 years of being, I don't know if I've been here for 8 or 9 years. I'll have to look at my passport. I don't know if it was 2017 or 2018 and I come here. I can't remember. But it's at least 8 years anyway. May, it was in the May, so yeah. It'd be 8 years this year if it was 18, and or 9 years this year if it was 2017. So what have I learned in 8 years of being here? Well, I've learned to get on with the local people. I've definitely adapted indeed. Uh, the patience thing. Now we all need it, but I think me being British, we used to queuing up. In England, you go to the bank, you're queuing up. You go here, you go there. So, or in the supermarket, we used to doing that. Now, I had a Korean friend, and they come from South Korea to here, and they couldn't stand it. Not because of the noise, but because nothing's instant here. And in South Korea, everything is instant. They want things, they order a food delivery, they want it there within 10 minutes, 15 minutes. They want things happening like it was, yesterday. Here, it just doesn't happen like that. Would I do this all again? And I think I might have said this once before. Yes, I would, in a heartbeat. I would choose this life. The only regret I have is that I didn't come any sooner. I didn't leave England sooner because I couldn't really. But that's the only thing I regret is not doing this sooner. And you might think, fucking crazy bastard, what do you mean not do that sooner? You've got all this noise and that, and you've got, your wife's family. Well, that's part and parcel of it, isn't it? I think if you let it get you down, then you're going to be unhappy. You've got to rise above it. Life's too short. Like we all say, life's too short, especially when you get older. You get shorter. But life's too short to have animosity towards things. Life's too short for haters and for hating and for regrets. Yeah, well, I've had regrets. I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. We've all had regrets, haven't we? But I don't regret anything about coming here. I really don't. I don't, the time I was scammed when I first came. Do I regret that? Well, yeah, I regret it, but it was part of my problem. I just jumped in head first, feet first. Whichever way you think, I jumped in first without thinking too much about it. But I got out of that. I rose above it. Here I am, here to still tell the stories. And I love it here. I do, really. But I wouldn't say your biggest threat in the Philippines is your girlfriend. Like my, American friend who's back in America now, and he served a lot of time in prison on remand. But that was his fault, really. And he tends to admit that now as well, because he shouldn't have flaunted his new girlfriend in front of his old girlfriend, who he was with for 9 or 10 years. And then, you don't do that. I wouldn't do it in England. Never mind here. I certainly wouldn't do something like that. And I certainly wouldn't stay in the same barangay. I would have been gone. And certainly not even wanted to flaunt my new piece of floozy off. I wouldn't, really. Filipinos are very jealous anyway. They are. My wife's very jealous. But it's just how they are. You can think, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I know, like, it might get on your nerves a little bit when they are very jealous, but it's as it is. I think if they weren't jealous, you'd probably think, does she really love me? Does she really love me? My wife is dead jealous. I'm not kidding. Dead jealous. But hey ho, I don't go to the bars no more now anyway, so there's no reason for her to be jealous. But I can understand that at times when I used to go out, people, early morning, like 10 o'clock in the morning, meet my Filipino angling friends, and then we'd be drinking all day. And I'd come back at whatever time. Of course she's going to be a bit pissed off. She's more than a bit pissed off, I can tell you. And I used to try and sneak in. But no, she was always awake. And she'd come like, oh yeah? With the time. Enjoyed yourself, did you? I didn't dare say yes. I said, well, it was all right. And then I'd come up with the stories of, I wish I didn't go because it wasn't that good, really. I won't go again. Think, here we go. And I used to go again. I used to, but not often. And now I don't do it at all. We've got a son now. But I can't give anyone advice. I've made tons of mistakes, but I wouldn't say, your girlfriend or your partner is, your own worst enemy. Saying that though, it could be the family. But I don't. you know, with what's happened to me with my wife's family and that in the past. Yeah, it really used to get on my nerves, but there's other ways of dealing with it, isn't there? Rather than think, oh, here we go again. You just you help them if you want. Like I've done it this time. If you don't want to help them, then don't. You know, it's no use leaving bad comments about, well, you should have learned from the first time, should have learned from this time, that time. Well, if you're that way inclined, yeah, but I've got something called a heart. I'm not gullible. Don't like sort of ever take me for gullible, because I'm not. But I've got a heart and I've got a conscience, and it's my family as well, isn't it? It's my family as well. My wife's coming in now, so I'm gonna have to stop the video. My wife and my son. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and see them, should we? She's getting big now. She's getting fat. Where she's pregnant. Like, where's she at? And we're having the barbecue. Here she is. Look, there she is. Look, she's getting. Yeah, my little boy. Look, the belly. Look, it's coming out now. It's coming out now. Yeah. Anyway, we're having the barbecue. We're having these things. Yeah. Hold on, son. And this is what she uses. You're like, I think that's from a banana tree, a banana plant. And she'll use that and she'll baste that, she'll... Like a brush. Like a brush. A brush with the oil.
Daddy.
What? He's my little boy.
Yes. Daddy.
What?
Wait this.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just finish this video, son, and then I'll play with you. And we're having... I don't know if this is just for me or for all of us. This. Nero, what is it? I know it's chicken. Is it chicken legs, chicken wings, or chicken bits? It's chicken bits. Legs. It looks like it's marinated in some kind of brown stuff. Probably soy sauce, maybe. But the barbecue is on. Look, I'll show you the barbecue. And we're going to have a nice little barbecue with... I don't know what else she's doing. Don't know. But, yeah. Our garden is looking nice now, people. We've got all this stone down. You can't see. I can't take all the stone down here now. All this was like muddy and shit. But, we've done that. And the garden's looking nice now. It's well established. We've got 2 rambutan and we've got that, which is avocado. And, we've got all kinds of bits and pieces going on here. Look. Look at the belly. Look at the belly. Ooh! June. What is it, June? When? June 16. June 16. And we'll have another little ankle snapper. Oh, good, I think. What have I let myself in for? Takes 2 to tango. Takes 2 to tango, people. Anyway. Before I go, I was addicted to eating these peanuts that you get in the Philippines. And you can get like a kilo of them for less than 100 pesos. Or cheaper, I think. When I used to eat them, it fucking on my belly. It kills it. So now I've got to stop. Because, honest to God, I'm like, go to the toilet. It's like agony. Agony. So now I've just stopped eating them altogether. Dear me, I've stopped eating them. But I love them. I love them. But that's it, people. Thank you very much for dropping by. And I hope you're having a lovely, lovely weekend. Sunday. And over and out. Over and out. Over and out, Mammy. Yeah. You see what I mean? She's really passive. Really shy, passive. Look, she can't do more than one thing at once. Look. She's putting that... Over and out, people. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.